Good morning. Oh,
Good morning.
good morning. Good morning, Expert Engineering. We are getting these legs in. Woot. We built these ones. They didn't work because this actually needs to have a bit of a twist to it. So we went through all that work. It doesn't work out. That's okay. We're making them again. Better, stronger, faster, lighter. All good things.
If you're wondering why we are wrapping pieces of foam in carbon fiber, it's because we're building the legs of our Dodger hardtop and its windows. If you're wondering why we're building a Dodger hardtop with windows, it's because our old canvas Dodger was held together with hopes and salty memories. If you're wondering why we had a Dodger held together with hopes and salty memories, it's because we live on a sailboat named Eva, where everything is either breaking, about to break, or suspiciously working very well. If you're wondering why we live on a sailboat, it's because years ago we thought, hey, let's buy a boat and have endless adventures. But if you're wondering just why, well, that is the ultimate question. And unfortunately, this is not that kind of YouTube channel. But if you do figure it out, please come back here and let me know because we all want to know.
We have been up for a few hours. We haven't had the most productive morning because we were a little slow moving. It's about 6 a.m. now, and we are going to get this going. The goal today is to get these legs all glassed on. Not gassed on. That's a Disney movie which we can't reference. Yes, that's an ice cube because we're using hot glue and it's pretty warm already. So to get the hot glue to cool in a reasonable amount of time, we're icing it.
Speed up the process.
Yeah, just expedite the cooling. We got the legs re-glued in their place, and now we are going to glass them. We're going to cover the whole area in plastic so we don't epoxy more than we want, carbon them, epoxy them into place, and hopefully get that all done before it gets too hot, which we should be fine. And these are now glassed.
Wow, that is the prettiest layup we've ever done.
Yep, this side is wedged because that one just doesn't want to stay because it's being annoying. And we're now overheated, so we're gonna go inside and cool off. Hopefully these stay hot and cook and are cured when we come back out.
We're to the point that we have lots of strips and scraps from other layups, and so we're wanting to make the best use. So that's why it's a little bit lopsided, lots of strings, and also because we're coming from two angles, so we've got radiuses on polar opposite ends of each other. We can't overlap those without forcing voids. So you have to kind of lay up one side and then either let it get tacky and then do the other, or fully let it cure. And then we're gonna lay up these side ones now. They go, those are not them, these are them. And they look great.
Ooh, they're nice and hot. They're solid. I love it. I think it's gonna work.
I do too. I went through with a razor blade and see, I trimmed up all the uglies. Now it looks like a nice job. I promised you guys, and followed through there. So once it is 100% cured, it might be, we can sand that to make a nicer smooth taper, and then we can lay up the other side.
All right, here's the deal. We have basically 3.5 days until this needs to be done. At least done enough that we can go sailing. And it has about 14 days worth of work left. Let's go. Not sure how that math works, but it's gonna work.
We rented a motorcycle.
That'll speed things up or slow things down. No, we'll be good. Okay, got the legs on there glassed. This morning we decided that we actually wanted to change it. Well, we took a couple pictures, but yeah, we cut them 2 inches shorter and lowered the front of this down 2 inches to give it a little more of a rake, a little more.
It's not a new design. We accidentally glassed it too high originally. Because
Correct.
we were like, oh, that looks good. But then it messed up all the angles as we went further aft. So now it's perfect.
Now it's back to original design.
So we haven't really accomplished anything since the last time we filmed, but lots of hours have passed.
Yes.
So now we're gonna start actually making progress in the right direction.
Yep. Yeah, that was part of the whole 3 steps backwards, right? So we did the 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back.
So we're gonna do
I guess it was 2 steps back, and now we're back to. Yeah. So we're back.
Now we can step forward again.
Yep. Now we can start over. We did this. We changed our holes. We cut out the hole for the speaker. That's the size that we bought, and we thought that looks terrible. That's just bad. And so we found speakers that are going to fit in smaller holes that JT can still fit her arm in.
Yes.
And we ordered those, I think. If not, we'll order them yesterday. We want to see if we can get this unit off the boat, including this railing down here. You may have been observant before and realized that the wax that we used was the wrong wax. That may come back to bite us really badly here in a second. But yeah, because it might be, this might be one at the boat forever now. Which wouldn't be terrible, but it would be pretty terrible. Yeah, we're gonna try and get this whole structure off onto the dock.
Step 1 is to pull the bolts out.
Now, it's time to start prying up on this to see if we can get this thing off. It's so hot. Look at this screwdriver. That's Harbor Freight quality for you. Look at that. Can you see how that's bending?
It's bending? I was just looking for that. Oh my gosh!
That's how hot it is. All right. Here, look at this. Look at this whole like corner up. Okay, I think it's gonna work. So we just gotta keep going around.
It's not gouging the back, right?
No, it's gouging the foam, which is okay.
Okay.
Okay, for those sitting at home, the method was screwdriver, stick it all the way through, and then popsicle stick to hold your spot, and then move. So, for those of you that are doing this, which I'm sure is a lot of you.
I hope nobody's doing this.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up on the seat. That was like a controlled fall, but only kind of controlled.
And then I couldn't see Brett. I thought he was running with it. I'm like, well, Brett, stop running.
Cut-off wheel made quick work, cutting off all the edges, got it all cleaned up, ready for laying glass over this direction. But now I need to go and get off all of the hot glue. All the places that I tried grinding the hot glue or cutting it off with the cutoff wheel, it turned into like molten glue and flung it all over my pants, and it was so hot. Like, it wasn't just that it turned it back into hot glue, it turned into like lava. It burned through one of my gloves at one point, so that didn't feel great. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and cut it off at least as much as I can with a razor blade, and then I'm really not sure. Hot glue has been a huge game changer for us. It's been great for this project, getting stuff, you know, held in place, temporary fittings and everything, but it's also going to be the bane of this project because it has gotten places where it's not supposed to be, like on the teak and on some of our cushions and in places that I don't know how we're going to get it off or out, because it almost like stains. I don't know if is hot glue silicone. I don't even know. It's not good though. So if you know how to get hot glue out of fabric and teak possibly, let me know, because yikes. We have the Dodger off now. I've been going through and getting it all ready so we can bring the Dodger back onto the boat and get it laid up, get some glass laid up underneath the ring. And you won't be able to see it now, but I actually sanded all of this, which may turn out to be a bad thing. This is the sanded the non-skid. We'll see if that ends up being a really bad decision. Got the, actually we have nothing on the boat right now. No hardtop, no rear arch. Rear arch is there on the dock. Jay's getting it sanded up so we can put the conduit inside of it.
Hello.
Hi. Wow, that's bright. We pulled the boat really close to the dock here so we can get the everything on and off really easy. That also means we can just step across. But here's the conduit, and it obviously is not going right there. It's gonna be going inside. So you can see right there where she's sanding, maybe. Beautiful. We shine your light in there. And that should make it nice and pretty going in. I just filmed that time lapse, so I hope you enjoyed that like 2 seconds of Jade talking. Anyways, tell us again what we're doing.
We're building out the curves for the davit arms. So this is the very aft of the boat. This is where our davit lines will come to lift the dinghy out of the water. So we'll have like pulleys attached here, so it has to be quite strong. So right now we're just trying to get it dialed in. So there's a few things we need to do. We need to keep this curve distance even from this curve distance and at the same curve. And then we also need this angle here to be parallel to the water, which means that at some point it's gonna have a transition because these legs, this right here is perpendicular to water, but as it curves in and then down.
Yep. Yeah, it's just having to twist.
It has to have a twist.
To stay flat.
Which is gonna look very nice, but also we have to dial it in.
Yep.
So we're dialing.
Dialing.
Rotary style.
The conduit in there, that came out very nice. This doesn't belong in there.
We can see your side for sure. Good.
It is a rocky day. The boat is all over the place. The max mod on the camera probably doesn't get it across, but we are going to be staying off the boat as much as possible today. And we have a lot of sanding to do. We need to get these corners dialed in. So we need to make this flush across here. We basically ended up rebuilding this yesterday. So we are going to get these shaved back down. I think we're gonna move this to the shade though, because it's about to get really hot. Hi. Got the dogs off the boat, situated. I got my line drawn. So I'm gonna try and trim this up.
Let's do this.
You guys ready to do some epoxy?
They're so excited to be in
You ready to do epoxy? Let's do it. First step, some fairing filler to kind of get some of the gaps.
Yeah, a lot of those spaces need that.
Pretty sure that time lapse died. I have no idea how far in, but I say that pretty much every time we do time lapse. But here it is, all laid up outside and on the inside. So that's all good to go there.
We've got it set up here. We've got a tiny sliver of shade.
Oh.
Shade. And now we can lay it this side. This side turned out real nice. Looks good. Needs some finishing, of course. The inside will never be finished because
That is finished.
that's done.
That's finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we cannot get sanding in there without devastation. So it is what it is, and we're happy with it. It'll all just be like enclosed anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's pretty, right?
That's right.
I have a hard time with that one. Back when we were doing the rebuild, there were lots of comments being like, Jade, it's the bilge, it doesn't have to be perfect. And like, I took a lot of comfort from that, and I appreciate you guys. So I'm keeping that in mind. I keep repeating that in my head. We're finishing this. Okay, this side. Ready?
Remember that 72-hour time limit we set? Yeah, about that. We didn't make it. Not even close. In fact, we had 14 days to do the work and managed to get about 10 days of it done. A B- effort. The whole reason for the deadline was, in a moment of wild optimism months ago, we assumed we'd be done way earlier and made big, important plans with real-life humans. So naturally, when the time came, we abandoned ship, figuratively, and went sailing, literally. Somehow, that led us here. My first time on a Ferris wheel, Jade testing her skills as a human planter box, holding puppies like our lives depended on it, dolphin spotting, and casually watching foiling boats zoom around like futuristic hovercrafts. And we may have even been invited to drive a super yacht. Well, not exactly drive, but we did get an epic tour.
Come on board.
Let's go. Elevator.
The engine room was so impressive that I spontaneously broke into interpretive dance. It was a moment.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hold on, wait. I've got some nice champagne for you.
Oh, thank you.
Naturally, this was followed by a very responsible shopping trip for Eva 2, with the necessary tenders because priorities. And somewhere in all of this chaos, I had a birthday that mysteriously stretched across multiple days, possibly due to time zone loopholes or maybe sheer enthusiasm. But in the next video, all the parts are back in the shop, the holidays and celebrations have been celebrated, and we get to work. So like always, thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, all of those good things, and I'll see you next week.